As I said, my name is Russell. I go by Russell or Smash or the Dabbing Daddy or the bald guy that's naked on the webcam. Like, it doesn't really matter. So I'm the founder of FetFan. I founded FetFan about 9 years ago while I was in college at UNC Chapel Hill. And I've been literally developing it, working on the back end. And when I first started doing it, I was primarily focused on like the alt and the alt like art scene. And that's the first little niche that I started focusing on. But then as I started meeting more people within the industry, I started to find out that there was problems, you know, with payment processing, the social media aspect. Like, even, you know, 7 years ago, Twitter was like shadow banning and shitting on people for like no reason. All of these problems existed, and then the more people that I met within the industry, I found out, you know, further and further, you know, all the issues that we were having like within the industry, and I started working to try to figure out how I could fix it. And then I found out that, you know, as I was trying to launch a site and build all this other stuff, that you really need some type of vehicle. You need some type of end really within any type of industry. So I got within it, you know. We started webcamming, my wife and I. And then within 6 months, we won Producer of the Year. We started building our following, getting industry contacts. And then we got nominated for Avians, XBiz. We won Why Not Best Cam Couple. Sorry, it's dusty in Alaska. So this is a porn award. This is like what you get, you know, when you're, you know, I guess semi-decent at your job. So porn has 3 main awards. I would say you have the Oscars version of porn is the AVN, that's in Las Vegas. The like Screen Actors Guild version is XBiz. And then, you know, like the news and just like it's called the Why Not. It's like 3 of the, you know, bigger news agencies and providers within the industry. So of course, as we started winning, we started getting sponsors. So we started building, you know, our brand, establishing it, and then we started working with other streamers to figure out, you know, how we could make FetFan better. You know, about 3 years ago, we started playing with activity points, and we were doing about 1,000 activity points to like $1, right? Because we have the FetFan isn't a porn site and it's never been a porn site. We fit in like this little gray area, right? Like 9 years ago, like nothing was really allowed that like had like boobs or anything adult. PayPal didn't allow it unless you had an exception to policy. It was pretty much like they took your ID and talked to you, and you explained your mission and what you wanted and all this other stuff, right? So that if you're gonna have adult content, you had to go through like a verification process and blah, blah, blah. And they watch you, and if you screw up, then you'll lose it, right? Well, of course, I've never lost it because I've kept that, you know, solid throughout the years. But what we found out is that PayPal wasn't gonna be the answer, because number one, there's countries that they can't really access it the way that, you know, we are blessed in America to be able to access PayPal. Secondary, as far as like any type of content creator or Etsy type person making crafts or making art, the problem with with PayPal is it's too easy to be able to just get your money back. You can get your good, you know, you can get your subscription, you can get your whatever, right? And just do a simple claim. And they almost always send the money back. And depending on what you're doing, if you're like a streamer or like a content creator, depending on what you're selling, they could like straight up just disable your account and you won't get your money. I myself have had a PayPal account shut down, lost thousands of dollars, and didn't get anything back. And the people that sent me the money didn't get their money back either, you know? It's just grossly like annoying. So PayPal wasn't gonna work. So last year, so we were shooting a docu-series. We were traveling all around Alaska, and we were sponsored and shooting content everywhere. So I started moving in the direction of establishing a cryptocurrency. We started talking about it on our channel, started building money up, started stacking money. So the first step was, I wanted to be able to establish a vehicle. Of course, I needed to be able to build a brand. I needed to be able to get social media following. I needed to be able to have some type of N. So I did that. Secondary is I needed to build a use. So the initial use for Fetty, of course, is going to be FetFan.com. And it's going to have exchange, you know, subscriptions. You'll be able to, it's just going to be the main currency for it. The second use, is by January I should have my payment gateway taken care of, so that I'll be able to use Fetty on my property. On my property, I have like, you know, have the like RV campground business aspect of it. I have a liquor license with a full bar restaurant that processes. So this year alone, we bought the Willow Trading Post. If you want to Google it, Willow Trading Post in Willow, Alaska. We bought that with our horror money from camming last year. As you know, pretty much as we needed to be able to have a vehicle, we needed to have a use, we need to be able to have some type of something, right, that we can have a proof of concept, right? So on my property, we have our bar, we have our campground, we have all the stuff, we have our cabins. All these things are different aspects of businesses that have, you know, different use interactions with it. In addition to that, this spring we're going to be working on moving towards having our commercial cannabis cultivation license and retail cannabis you know, distributor or selling license, the commercial license aspect of it. So I have all of those use cases where I'll be able to pretty much deploy my coin as a proof of concept in all of these areas that are outside of just FetFan.com. In addition to that, because of, you know, who I am, and I'm a business owner in Alaska, and a huge problem with cannabis is being able to, you know, process money appropriately, because banks don't allow it. There's no real mechanism for being able to get your cash and get it into, you know, your bank, and be perfectly protected. So, along with FettyCoin, as we're building in that direction, we build liquidity, we'll be able to, the intention is that we can expand, and so we have FetFan, and then FettyCoin.finance will be able to expand that out, so that we'll be able to offer, you know, all types of financial services and pretty much act as a bank. FetFan.com, I tried to get a lot of different coins to work with me, but the taxes that they wanted were really high, and pretty much as we were working together, it would be bringing the total tax percentage between them and the operational cost to about 20% per transaction, and I didn't want to come anywhere close to 20%. That was like something I didn't want to have happen, because and you know, in the horror world, in not even the horror world, like any content creation sites that happen, a lot of the sites that take a very large percentage of our money. I don't want to drop any names, but some of them take between 40 and 60% of every single transaction, just for like hosting on your site, right? So because FetFan owns the coin, because FetFan owns the currency, we're actually not going to charge our users or anything like that, any like on-site fees, because all of that is going to be in the tax of the coin, right? Our current intent is that basically you'll buy with Fetty, and then the market owner, whoever it is, will get, you know, paid out in a stable coin, most likely BUSD. As it's crazy. Like, I've been working on this so long, and there's just so much that needs to be done within, you know, I call it the alt community. There's just so many gaps that need to be able to be filled, that it's just so much to do and so much to talk about, and there's just so much areas to like to fill in, you know. I've on fetfan.com, for example, I think I got it ready to pull it up. Let me check and just to make sure. All right. Okay, so you guys should be able to see a screen right now. So for example, on like AMAs and things like that, let me just make sure that you can see. All right.
Yeah, we can see.
All right. So you have there's most of the stuff that was built into this site was to be able to reduce social media influencers having their content stolen, right? A huge problem that me as a content creator is whenever I stream or I post something, we have a lot of different sites that will steal our content and make fake fake Twitters or Instagrams or whatever it is to be able to steal our content and kind of make it look like it's us. And a huge problem with mainstream social media is shadow bans and stuff like that prevent us from really being able to see what's happening, you know, because it limits our reach. Same thing with coins, right? You, like me, I've put a lot of money and time into this coin. If someone were to like come through and make a scam token and people were to unknowingly put their money there and get screwed, you know, that would suck, right? So basically, Betfan can like literally fix all of that. All right, so you have a project, right? So let's just tell us this is Fetty. Let me close the chat real quick. So any project that comes up, let's say that this is a main coin, right? So you see this area, page admins. Basically, the page admins is everyone that's attached to the project, right? So you'll have a list of everyone, you know, you have your devs, you have all of your staff, you have a list of them, each one of them are verified, right? So then you go to the verified person's profile and you see that it's got a blue check, you can see all the different projects that they're connected to and blah, blah, blah. So this alone is gonna reduce any of those like issues that's gonna happen that way. I have a profile set up already. Let me pull it back. Wrong direction. That's not the right one. That's the page. 1 second. That's my wife. One of them. It's Ginger or Ashley. I think I just typed that wrong. Don't tell my wife that I typed our name wrong. Okay, so let's just say this was your dev's profile. They come here, right, and because your profile is verified, right, they can see everything that's happening. So then they come through, they scroll, like, all right, well, this is his Insta, this is his Twitter, blah, blah, blah. You can put a link up for your sweep widget or whatever it is, right? So you know, so whatever it is, the person that's coming to look for that coin knows that this is the coin, this is the sweep widget, this is the social media, this is this is that, right? It removes all of that. And these are things that we can charge for if we wanted to, but like that's just one of the basic uses of something that we got in there. Contest, for example. So a user can be like, all right, well, I want to have, you know, a set for autumn nights or something like that, some random theme, right? So they come up, they make a contest, and they provide the liquidity for it. Say they want to put a $300 prize for it, right? So they put $300 in, that $300 is stored. Contest is run, whoever wins gets the $300, and the contest creator, they get the content, right? They get the pictures, the image, the video, whatever the contest was, right? And, you know, of course, we hold the money. With the crypto integration and the payment processor, we'll actually be able to handle all of that much more easily. Right now, we handle it through PayPal, and basically you create a contest and you send the money out through PayPal. Once it's delivered, we deliver the money to the winner, basically. Once we have our wallet integration, then we'll be able to have that more more streamlined, and then we can eliminate PayPal, most major credit card stuff. Well, there won't be any credit card charges for any on exchange transactions, because it's all in crypto anyways. I'm currently working in discussions with like MoonPay, Simplex, and a couple of others, trying to be able to get that transition over from being able to get from card to crypto as cheaply and as effectively as possible. I just talked for a whole lot. I just looked at my timer and I just talked for 15 minutes. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of information, and yeah, we have learned a lot so far.
Okay.
All right, so basically it's yeah, okay, so it's basically you are going to provide a payment solution, payment gateway, platform for all the celebrities and people, and yeah, like that's all the sum up of it. What you are going to do? It's just because you have faced many issues with PayPal and stuff before, so you have came up with your own payment and system.
Yeah.
So my one question is related to the celebrities that they can post their own coins, like they can make their own coins on the platform.
Yeah, so FetFan is gonna be, as I'm moving toward, like, I want everyone to be able to share all of their projects. So like right now I just posted a link for people to be able to, like, a featured crypto. And I'm initially only gonna focus on doxed projects. I think I have like a group of like 3 to 5 people. Anything that I do, I always make like a tribunal type situation. Every issue that I had a magazine, I had at least 5 people who voted on all the pictures that were in it, right? And it's just a blind vote. I just have like this big spreadsheet, and you just put one, it's just an Excel, and you say this one's first, second, whatever, right? And then I combine them all into who wins, and then I put them in the magazine. So I want to be able to showcase as many altcoins as possible, and I want to be able to, be a place to where those can be exchanged. I really truly believe that cryptocurrency is going to be like everything in the future. That's why I worked at, not making a porn token. Like, Fetty isn't a porn token. People think Fetty is a porn token because one of its initial launches is on an 18+ site, and its founder does porn. But I also spent 15 years active duty in the United States Army. I was a sergeant and an S6. I ran the communications department for the 82nd on Fort Bragg. The entire artillery battalion, I ran the communications for them. When I came to it, once I got out of the military and moved to Alaska, I worked as a chief information security officer for the Alaska Department of Public Safety. All of this is public knowledge. So I was a CISO there. I moved on after that, and I was an IT manager for like a rural hospital organization that had one main hospital and about 27 like little clinics. It's a huge area. Alaska's huge. So I oversaw all the IT communications and expansions and infrastructure and networking for all of that. I just happened to find out that I can make a lot more money sitting in my house working like 10 hours a week with my shirt off versus working 40 to 60 hours a week dealing with customers and outages and servers crashing and Microsoft Outlook updates and people crying because they can't get their email. Like, I can literally sit in my house just like this, maybe unbutton a couple of buttons, and I can clear 200K. So the ROI is ridiculous, right? So talking about other coins, I'm actually looking for 3 to 5 people, like streamers. I want streamers so that they can handle, I want them to be able to do like AMAs on like you know, up and coming coins. I want to get like a hot girl to pretty much do like a naughty news situation stream, but focused on crypto. I'm literally like writing people and posting and trying to find like the right personality, someone with a good amount of organic reach, someone that likes coins, so that, you know, we can just have like a naughty, you know, like a naughty stream, but not like porn, you know. There's this like giant void right now in content creation. Because of things like credit card processors and banks and payment situations, it creates this giant void, right? So you have sites that are like Twitch, right? So Twitch will go to here, and you have lots of females that female broadcasters that'll get their entire accounts like shut down because they'll turn like this, you know, and like the side of a nipple will come out of a t-shirt or a tank top or something like that, you know, and they'll have their accounts disabled. They'll lose all their followers, all their income for something as stupid as that, you know. Lots of streamers want to do things like, you know, smoking pot and, you know, do like weed reviews, right? You can't do that on a lot of sites without like getting a lot of shadow banning or degradation to your organic reach. So FetFan is looking to kind of like fill that little gray area gap. Now we have sponsors, you know, and we don't want to be a porn site. Like if you want to watch two people fucking live on cam, go to Chatterbait, go to Strip Chat, go to OnlyFans, right? Go to those places. Not really Only. I mean, you guess you can on OnlyFans. It's not the same, you know. If you want to watch nothing that's sexy, you know, you just want to watch some people playing video games, go to Twitch, you know. But if you want to watch a hot girl playing video games or a hot girl, you know, talking about coins, then you come to FetFan. Or a hot guy, you know, whatever your situation is.
All right, we understood that. It's really needed to fill that gap and create engagement. Actually, I have seen a lot of projects where there are hot girls in the or hot voices in the chat, and it just gets all warm up, and then everyone starts it full moon.
Mm-hmm.
So it really affects the thing.
Yeah.
What you are saying is you are going to hire a lot of celebrities and stuff. It looks like a fan token. Like you can just literally make a fan token for.
Yeah, so I designed Fetty because I didn't want her to. There's people that will be turned off on a token just because of a name. If it sounds like too naughty, right? Like if I called the token like, you know, whore token, you know, there's people that wouldn't buy it. Yeah, there's people that would buy it just because it's funny, but there's people that would like not buy it, like, and not participate in anything just because they don't like porn stars, right? They don't like, you know, people who show their tits or their ass on cam. That token can really only, you know, reach things that's within that realm, right? So I designed Fetty with the sole intention of being able to reach other realms. If you look at her, she's kind of chibi-like. I did a lot of different like market testing, i.e. writing people that I know like overseas and like entering groups and stuff like that and being like, here, what do you think about this? Here, what do you think about that? I wanted her to be something that literally, like, my daughter loves like the little Fetty thing. Like she wants to like have a purse with it on it, you know. And that's what I want out of her. I want to be able to make a token that can like reach multiple areas, you know, and expand to like several different, you know, it can pretty much just reinvent the entire financial marketplace in the way that trade is happening. Like crypto allows for us to have free trade, but we just haven't implemented the systems. And everyone, and the few chances that we have, it's usually done by larger corporations who put like insane taxes and all kinds of stuff, and they just drive the tokens to the ground. Fetty, for example, there's not going to be things like dev tax on it because I'm paying Trinos like outright for all of his work. So there's not going to be dev tokens that are taken out and just sitting there. There's not going to be a dev percentage. Everyone that is working for me on the token is getting paid by me outright. They're not getting paid in tokens. Myself, I have taken no tokens for myself, and I'm not going to buy any tokens until after it hits PancakeSwap and it's on the open market. And I will be paying. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's a lot of other tokens that they make everybody else pay freaking fees, but then they don't, when for their personal use, you know, when they want to buy tokens, when they want to sell tokens, they don't charge fees. They exclude their wallets from fees and all that other stuff, and I think that's fucked. Because you're not contributing. All you did was make the thing, and you're like, here, now I'm gonna like mooch off of everybody else's stuff. So I'm making it so that I will be just like everybody else. Yeah, there's 1% team that is in there for me, but you know, I will be buying tokens just like everybody else. I'm not gonna have a pot of vested tokens that I'm gonna just be able to sit there, you know, and wait to cash out. For example, and then 1% community development. I myself, I am a member of the LGBTQ community, and I'm also autistic. I am blessed that I can a lot of the times look like this on cam and be much more higher functioning. But there's a lot of people out there in the world that aren't. And there's a lot of people out there that are like me and that are more on the higher end but are unable to get help because of, you know, social stigmas and the way that people look and treat you just because of the way you look, or just because you're autistic. They throw like assumptions out there, you know, and I am insanely good at analyzing things, but I'm less good at, you know, people because I'm autistic and I'm honest.
That's true. I really feel for you actually. So a lot of things might be disturbing you, just like the payment system.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of things are disturbing you. So you just came up with a one-stop solution who's gonna fix everything. The payment solution, the engagement between the community and the team members, the developers, each and everything. So that's a really nice idea you came up with. So I really liked it. So let's talk more about the presale itself, because we have talked a lot about the conceptualization and
Mm-hmm.
such stuff. So let's talk about when is presale and what are tokenomics and stuff.
Okay, so there is some of the tokenomics right there. I had private pre-sale 2 or 3 days ago, I think it was. It lasted, I think it was like 7 hours. We had a 100 BNB private pre-sale. It was 1 BNB minimum, 2 BNB maximum. That hard capped within a few hours. Like before I got done, like with the day's work at the trading post, it was hard capped. November 30th, I believe they said it's 7 p.m. UTC, if I remember correctly, the marketing guys. That's when we're going to be launching our pink sale. And December, the very next day, we're launching on Pancake. So we are expecting to hit hard cap. Actually, we're expecting to hit soft cap by within 12 hours or less. Oh, total quantity
I guess it will
is
be
1 quadrillion.
all right. I guess it will be filled very soon than you're expecting. So what type of marketing is there right after the launch?
Okay, so right after the launch, I have several friends that I am already in communications with, and they're just other streamers like me, and they're gonna start doing things like, you know, I call it guerrilla posting. It's where you just take like little snaps or something like that, and you write like Fetty on you. In January, pretty much in January, all the award seasons and stuff like that start. So we want to begin making moves on the different award shows and being able to set up booths or going there, because we're gonna go there anyways because we're sponsored. So basically, our hope is that our sponsors are gonna take us to like the AVNs, and while we're at the AVNs, you know, in between doing all of our sponsor shit, you know, we're gonna hand out stuff and find some people. And New Year's, we're gonna release. I'm gonna release my first issue of a magazine. It's gonna have, in like a year, 2 years, I think. I took a break from it because I've been doing all of this. And I'm the person, like everything you see on FetFan, I did. You know, I have one other dev. He's the person that hosts it, and that's the only other person that has really helped me over the last 9 years. I've developed everything, like in between my time, in between working 40 or 60 hours a week, you know, at the hospital or whatever I was doing. I was working on this project and testing and beta testing, and going from there. All right, so then November 30th comes, then we launch on PancakeSwap, then December 1st, then January, February, March, we're going to be looking at our strategic partnerships with some of our friends, and hopefully have a few good solid, like maybe some exoticas or something like that. You guys, so a lot of you guys probably know what exoticas are. So there's conventions like in our world, and there's fan conventions, there's, you know, toy conventions, communication conventions. AVN Expo is a huge one, and that's every year in January. Also in January is the XBiz Expo, and those are like huge things. It's where we go to like meet all our fans and take pictures and, you know, do whatever we're gonna do. But those are really strong networking points for us. In addition to that, as I move forward with the exchange and the interface to be able to allow the Fetty to be more decentralized and more streamlined, I'm going to be working with local businesses here in Alaska on deploying cryptocurrencies as a payment. I'm currently working with Clover Dashboard. It's clover.com. They do POS. I'm currently working with them about a white level crypto integration gateway like setup, so that pretty much it's just an app. So they add apps. So they have this huge network of, you know, all of their POS systems, right? So my intent and what I'm wanting them to do is basically the same thing as mine, is be able to use my token as the main currency for the main transactional currency.
One thing I noticed that you are the main person in the team. Do you want to include some other people to be at the same level as yours, like any other team member?
So, my, like the whole like layout of it is that like the whole like buck stops here. Everything about the project I want to pretty much go through me. So if someone is stealing something and if I don't notice, then that's my fucking fault, you know. I will be structuring my company, and I'm actually looking right now already for a CFO and a CCO. So a chief financial officer and a chief compliance officer. Those are two very important positions, especially seeing how I'm wanting to move in the directions of being able to process millions of dollars of cannabis money. Those are things that I feel are really necessary to be able to set in there. And a CFO is really necessary because I need someone that can that knows how to, basically I want someone that knows how to set up a bank, because that's what I want Fetty Coin Finance to be. I want it to be a real crypto exchange to where we can have verified projects, verified devs, verified everything, so that people can have real, I mean, you can't be 100%, you know, but if you can take 99% of the guesswork out, you know, you have a better chance at your products and projects being more successful. The social media, so if FN is built around a social media site, there's 1 million followers on there. If it gets to 1 million followers, whatever coins that are being pushed through there and approved through there are going to be, you know, they're just going to be way ahead of everything else. You know, getting featured articles. FetFan's been around long enough that it's placed well on Google. The interviews pop up, you know, first page. All of this stuff is already in place. The work is already there. Now it's just a matter of, honestly, it's just a matter of a payment gateway. It's just a matter of being able to monetize crypto effectively, and being able to spread that out into other areas. And I believe that Fetty White is cute enough. You know, I don't know if I said it. So Fetty, the character, the mascot, she's inspired by Betty White. Betty White, when she was younger, had like dark hair, and she's just cute little, you know, fireball type, feisty little Betty. So Fetty is, you know, Betty White, but like Betty White. I really like Betty White.
Yeah, understood. Your fantasy, I understood that. All right. So seems so far I heard you, and it looks like everything is going systematically, and you have set up each and everything. So I think it would be easier to ask you that. Can you just explain what is the roadmap like one by one to the end or wherever you are going? I think everything must already been set up already, right?
Yeah, so the roadmap is getting graphically made prettier, because I have like nine, I have a lot of years of work that I've done on the back end. For example, here I'll pull up something. Uh, all right, one second. So, for example, this is just part of the development that I've done on the platform. And this doesn't even include like version updates, core updates, and stuff like that. So it's rather expansive, and they're supposed to be making it pretty for me, because the roadmap along with the versions was like 5 pages long, and I was told that that's too much and would be annoying, so they're trying to make it prettier for me. My my initial goals as far as liquidity, I really I have I have a fear of it like popping into being like, you know, like a times 300 on like week one, and then all of the paper hands, you know, being like, oh yay, da da da, and just dumping and flying away. So I have tried to work with Trinos about trying to minimize that. You know, with max wallets of like 2%. He said he's inputting, was it anti bot, anti-snipe, anti-gas, is just some things that he's doing to put in there within the contract to help minimize issues like that. The percentage rates, the taxes rather, I'm going to have maxes of 12%, and I really want to keep it around there, or lower, just because if I need to work with like a crypto, not a crypto, like a credit card company or something like that, I want to be able to, you know, for POS integration in the various sites, I want to be able to have some type of wiggle room before it gets above 15%, because that sucks.
All right, that makes sense. One more thing I'm interested to know is that FedFriend is already established community. So you just need to attach crypto to it, and you already go for it. So just want to know your comments on the impression of the community itself. Like how much is the impression, how they engage, how do you think it will go?
So here you go. This is just one of the member sections and stuff like that. We can have members of the day, we can vote. So the rating system is actually really cool because you can, it's actually the way it's so our businesses and stuff like that, devs, marketing, call groups, all that other stuff, each one of those things can be rated, right? And then our users can then look at the various companies and review the rating systems on them and the various devs and the various people, and make informed decisions, right? So as of right now, I think we're at like 30,000 users or whatever. 30,421. There's a lot of them that are people that are they're just streamers. There's almost everybody you see in here is some form of a streamer. That is just a friend who's been helping test out the site. They jump on, they set up their profiles. Why didn't that work? There we go. Whoa, there's naughty stuff there. Back up! Okay, you guys can't see it. Directly below your screen, there's some booty.
It's okay, it's okay.
So, what it's missing is an ability to monetize, and monetize in a way that is more streamlined and effective. With the marketplace set up and being able to sell your subscriptions, to be able to sell pretty much whatever you want, without fees that come with it, because we're not charging. It's only the base fees that are on the token, the taxes. It honestly puts it so far above every other site that offers a similar thing that it's not even comparable. The only problem we'll come into is the organic reach aspect of it, is the word of mouth. And that's why we're hoping that, like right now is the time. Everybody is talking about altcoins. Everybody is talking about different cryptos and these things that they can get in on the bottom. Like, this is the time for crypto. Like, this right now, what's happening the last year, since COVID happened, the ability for lower income people, and I consider lower income people that aren't in like the 1%, right? To be able to climb out, there's very few times in like the human history to where someone could put $10 on a coin today, and then 3 months from now that $10 would be worth $1,000, or a week that $10 be worth $150. There's very few times in history, mathematically, that someone with so little could have access to so much ROI. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, because more and more people are flying into the crypto world, and I think it's still early. I'm not saying that we are late. It's still early, because if I don't see my friends using it, my friends not talking about it, so I think I'm still early into this, and I must consider that there are some projects also which can blow up really well.
Yeah.
For the long term, obviously.
Yeah, and if we can all just work together, like all the different project heads, and work on integration, and not be so, oh well, I want to, it's all my coin or nothing else. That's why, like on FetFan, I want to be able to show other coins. I want to be a place that you can come to and find a channel to watch a streamer, whether it's a girl, a guy, whatever your situation is, and listen to them talk about coins, and then be able to do real research on that coin. You know, you click, you're like, all right, well, I go to this profile, I'm looking at it, you know, pull up, all right, these people are connected to that. The way that it's set up, every page that, so every project, right? So let's say that like you're a dev, you know, every project that you've been attached to, they're going to be able to see the project that you've attached to, right? See who you're working with, see what's happening, right? That alone, like, is going to reduce fraud significantly.
All right. So one more question. You just mentioned a few time ago that you were insecure about the people who will dump at the launch. So there must be, I think that you must be insecure about the people who will try to copy you or who are doing something related to you. So do you think are there any people like that?
Well, I've been announcing about a crypto and my own coin for over 2 years now, and for the last year I've been announcing that I will be releasing this on my birthday, December 2nd. And in the last 3 months there's been several projects that are trying to recreate what I've already created, and one of them actually, so FettyCoin.finance is the website for like it's gonna be like for the coin. It's just got like a little placemaker website, you know, with basic information, you know, because we want everyone going to FetFan, right? But I had to change my theme because another coin that is out there stole every, okay, I won't say they stole, they had the same exact theme with the same exact words in the same exact boxes as my website. So I had to redo that like a week ago when I discovered it.
All right. One more thing about security, how you can make sure that the platform is secure enough for each and every person, investor, I mean.
Yeah, so I've done a lot. So I'm constantly working on the back end. The core is something that I'm really want to be strong, and it's a constant update thing. I'm constantly having to, you know, worry about like people trying to, you know, DDoS us and close us off. And I've upgraded the servers, and now each one of the servers, so I'm running 3 servers mainly now. So the core systems are run on their own dedicated server. The chat systems are run on their own dedicated server, and the live functions are running on their own dedicated servers. All 3 of those are mirrored, and I have my the other guy that works on the back end. He's a CISO just like me, so you know he helps keep an eye on stuff. You know. Oh, in
Yeah,
addition,
that's
we've
great.
also purchased. I own pretty much all of the domains around all of my domains, and they're all forwarded to where I would want them to go, so that, for example, if someone tried to be like, all right, well, he owns fetfan.com, so I'm going to make a fetfan.net. I own that. You know, FettyCoin.finance is the main. I own all the ones that are around it except for FettyCoin.com. And they want like $17,000 for it, and they've never used it. So now I've established marketing, I've established branding and trademarking, so they can never use it now. And if they don't sell me for a real rate, I'm just gonna sue them and take it.
And then,
I've already, once you establish, you know, a website and you establish branding and stuff like that, you know, it's pretty much like illegal to try to bring up another website that is a copy of it. Now, of course, most of the places that do things like that are overseas and don't really fall under like federal type rules and stuff. But you know, you can try to minimize it by and minimize confusion by pointing everything at one spot, and owning everything.
perfect. All right. So let's talk about the development. Where is the development at?
In which aspect? Development or what? So the site is actually fully in live, and all of the functions that are there are in live. The only thing that is currently under, I would call, development phase is the chat and the live functionality. The chat functionality is pretty similar to Facebook or Zoom, right? Let me pull it back up. So you plug up your person, you click them, right, and you can and call on regular phone or call, you know, video or whatever, and it's quite fucking nice. This I would call Lana, but she's laying next to me and she might beat me. But yeah, in addition to that, I am also currently working with a developer on a iOS and an Android app, so that it can, you know, more easily integrate. And I'm working on a kind of like a Snapchat alternative that does pretty much what Snapchat does. It's ethereal messaging. And it's literally, as soon as I get enough money to buy the website that I want, I will have an 18 plus ethereal messaging system comparable to go with fetfan.com. And I'll be able to integrate, of course, Fetty onto that.
And how the moderation of the chat will be done?
Which moderation of which chat?
The chat 18 plus.
Oh, okay. So I currently don't really have any moderation stuff set up for monitoring people's chat on the site. I don't think maybe you couldn't. Yeah, you can't. Does it pop up maybe? Pull this bad boy up. Damn it. Yeah, it's gonna be too far down. I don't want to. The idea, even the messaging system that is built into it, currently the one that's working, I don't want to store and track the messages. I want that not to happen. I want to be able to make people feel comfortable, like that I'm not going to turn over whatever you guys wrote to like the FBI or something like that. I actually purge via cron jobs messages that aren't labeled quite often.
All right. So looks like we have covered each and everything about the project. If there is anything you want to add more to it, like if you have missed something, then please go ahead and share.
Dude, there's so much. Okay, let's see here.
All right.
There's so much. All right, so I'm working on an actual game. So working on a white label game that is for activity points that will be able to integrate with pretty much any crypto or any site, right? So it'll basically be like a game that will determine what percentage of a claim you can make, right? So if you're very active and your activity is high, you'll be able to make 100% claim, right? So for whatever your reward is, you'll be able to claim 100% of it. If you're not at 100%, right? If your activity level, if your all of your dinos and champs, it's a really long drawn out thing, are not at 100%, then you won't be able to claim 100% of your reward, and whatever the extra percentage is will go towards a community wallet that will then be used for like prizes and shit like that. Trying to think.
So what type of games do we have?
So here already built into it, classic games. If you're just bored, most of these, there used to be a bunch of Flash games and you could like do first person shooters and shit, but I had to kill them because Flash died. But if you're bored, you can just come on here, and right now I think I like wiped this yesterday. I did like a wipe on the base of the app. So if you are playing, right now you might lose some stuff because I'm constantly developing and playing with it, and I'm sorry if I lose your high score. Please don't hate me. Take a screenshot if you're really proud of it, and I can fix it.
All right. Is there any idea related to NFTs and stuff?
Yeah. So the marketplace is actually going to be NFT based. So right now where it's set up, there's nothing in here, but yeah, basically, once I get the integration, you'll be able to post your stuff, and it's going to be a fully it's going to be an NFT marketplace that allows for all of that. And in addition, you know, we'll be able to sell like clips and panties and blah blah blah. A really interesting thing about the NFT marketplace and videos and clips like that is it possibly can be used as a way to reduce the copyright infringement and the piracy and the stealing, because of the way that the NFTs are made and programmed and formatted and all that other stuff. It makes it easier for being able to figure out, you know, how they were manipulated and stuff.
That's cool.
Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Know that there's a silence after you answer the question. It gets really awkward, but that's perfectly fine. So what has been done so far related to the project in marketing, in partnerships, in literally everything?
Marketing, I just took on some Telegram people that are helping me with marketing, and I have XBiz magazine, AVN magazine, and Why Not magazine all ready to write articles. And I'm hiring right now for a PR person to help with that. I'm looking for a PR company because it's nicer to have someone that I could speak to about what I want and what my vision is, and have them put it into words that other people can more clearly and professionally understand. Yeah. I'm gonna have 2%.
Do you have any?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have 2% of the fees is gonna go to marketing. You know, 2% of the tax is gonna go solely towards marketing. If we're having, you know, 1 million or 30 million volume, that leaves a lot of money for partnerships. That leaves a lot of money for being able to hire streamers and be able to provide them with real paychecks, you know. And if those streamers are coming and we're able to justify and show that they're having the ROI and they're making the money, then that means that the activity on the site is up, which means that ads, features, all those things are bringing in additional money that we can then turn back into the community. You know, like even ad space and stuff like that, like I don't need to make $1 million off of it. What I learned being a webcammer is 5 cents adds up really quick. You know, each one of the tokens on Chatterbait that I get thrown at me are worth a nickel, you know, and I can sit on my thing for 3 hours and just get flirted with or cussed at for 3, you know, whatever their kink is. I can make $1,000 in nickels in 3 hours, you know. So with enough volume, you know, we don't need to wreck our initial people. You know, we don't need to rape their pockets to be able to build equity. You know, if we're able to slowly and effectively build enough equities to be able to stand alone and stand solid, then it's really just going to work out for everybody else. You know, the word of mouth and the power that the average consumer has, especially on the lower end, is so insanely powerful. How many coins and situations did we help and save last summer just because, you know, Elon posted something and everybody jumped on it, you know? Yeah.
That's a really nice answer. I appreciate that. One more thing I'm interested to know is about centralized exchange listing. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so currently talking to I talked to Certix and Solidity about my audit, and we're just waiting. Both of those are just waiting for Trinos to get back with me with the code, and then CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko. Let me see, I got it here. So yeah, so CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, CryptoJam, and Messiah are we're gonna be shifting towards just getting some listings.
All right. So it looks like we are running out of time as of now. So sorry for that. But just want to appreciate you for being here and being so nice with us and with our community. So before winding this session up, if you want to mention a few more things about the project, then feel free to share about it. And then we'll end this
Um, I've talked about so much. Do you do like any giveaways or anything?
Yeah, we do. We do. We are actually there is a 10 spots giveaway for all the people who are present in the VC. It will be done in our group later.
Oh, I was like, well, I can sit here while you do that. You could open up the questions if anybody in your group has a question.
They have sent me the questions in a DM, so I'm the person who's
Okay.
going to ask in the interview. That's why it's an interview.
Yeah. I tried, man. I was trying.
All right, all right. So I just want to mention a few things which I have noticed. So let me just see what I have noticed. So you have played a lot of roles in your life so far. A lot of fields you have gone through. Then you have saw a lot of issues in the payment system, and then you realize the value of how crypto works. And then you came up with your own idea, which brings each and everything uh, together, embedding just like NFTs, fan tokens, games, the whole payment system, and whole fucking bank you are making at just one place. And the main thing is you already have the traffic, you already have an audience built around it. So everything is just established already. Only thing which is remaining is just right execution of it, and that's how we are going to the moon.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm calling it Marsing because mooning is like so 21. So Marsing because I'm not trying to get to the moon. I'm trying to get to Mars with Elon.
All right, appreciate it. Your response. So once again, just want to say you a thanks for sticking here around and for the whole AMA. And yeah, peace out then.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for
Appreciate
listening.
you too.